Hey guys, I'm Amaroth, and in this video tutorial we will take a look at already finished map. I have created this map but not by myself. I have created just terrain and most of city designs and some areas in the world, but this map was finished by my successors, by my GM team, and it also was a little bit changed afterwards, so it isn't really only my map, and there are some places which aren't that nice as they could be, but whatever. You'll use this map for demonstrating a few points I would like to make about landscape and city designs. So let's get to it. Well, the first thing which beginners usually tend to do is that they use just basic ADTs which they get generated by AD theater or a zone mesher, and they get obviously a huge flat plane, and then they start spawning buildings on that flat plane and build their city, and then they start making hills and mountains around that city. Well, what is wrong about that? Well, you get flat city. You got a huge flat area where you have got your buildings and you have changed your terrain only around those buildings, and that looks quite stupid, quite unappealing, and quite uninteresting. So let's fix that. What I have created here in this city are multiple parts, multiple cliffs, multiple zones, multiple quarters. So this basically could be one huge quarter, one huge place, but I have decided to break it into multiple ones. So I have created this sort of river here, and this has immediately divided this quarter into two. So I've got two quarters now here instead. And another thing to note is that I have even placed some buildings above. I've got this one level, but I've got another level here. So I've got two levels above each other, which makes first it makes this building and this building quite more interesting or important, or they look so they stand out a little bit because they are on higher ground, and it isn't just flat. It's in general it looks better. The same applies here. I got this level here with church and some buildings and cemetery here, but this dwarven quarter is a little bit higher. It's different level than this, and it's again different level than this. And you can see that even that dwarven quarter isn't just one plane, it's broken into three levels. Here's the first one, here's the second one, here's the third one. Here we've got barracks, again overlooking this main quarter. And here we've got bottom quarter, and again it could be one huge quarter, but I have broken it into three parts. We've got this part here, and this part here. So three different parts, multiple levels, quarters, important things. Make something like this and your city will just look much more interesting, much more unique. It will stand out much more. You can you make use of height levels only to make some building be on higher ground, so it looks more important. It stands out a little bit more just by changing your height. Another thing to note when it comes to landscape design is that you should use, well, exactly the same technique when it comes to your landscape in countryside. Notice that we've got this area here and we've got this area here, and they are divided by mountains. Another area is here, but it is divided by this cliff. So at least something is here to divide those places. You've got these plains here, and this is a hill which is on the way there. So here isn't just one flat area here, here's a hill. Something interesting. You've got this huge valley here, but you've got these mountains, which are at least dividing it a little bit. You got this quarry, and it is again secluded, it is behind mountains, it is divided by the rest of the map. And so try to do this and try to divide your whole map into multiple areas, into multiple zones which have different height levels, and that will make that map look much more interesting. And yet another thing to note is that I have also multiple environments. Now we will ignore model spawns. We won't speak about models, but let's just take a look at textures. I've got this night of an area here with different textures. I've got this generic set of textures which is over here. I've got this here is haunted forest. Okay, and here we've got mountains, so snow, and here we've got plains, so again different textures, and here we've got swamp, again different textures. You don't need to use completely different trees and textures everywhere, uh, like uh, like here it is, but try to, let's say, make your different areas in your map a little bit different, so they are unique in their own way, at least to some degree. And yet another thing are lines of sight. They are very important because if you don't have very long lines of sight, it makes you wonder what is behind something, and you want to go there and explore it. So let's get here. What can we see? Oh, we can't actually see very much. We can see these hills here, we can see these mountains here, but we don't really, and this forest here, obviously, but we wouldn't be able to see this haunted forest here. So we need to follow this road, follow it, follow it, follow it. Oh, I wonder what is behind these mountains here. So I need to get here, and now haunted forest starts opening in front of me. And I think that's quite cool. When you get here, I wonder what is behind those mountains here. Okay, so I need to get here in order to see it. And these buildings weren't here in my concept. Here was sort of huge quarry, so it kind of opened in front of you. So you can't overlook your whole map just from start point. If you are starting here, well, what can you see? Can you see those plains? Nope, you can't. You need to get here. Can you see those mountains? Well, they are quite far away. Maybe you can see sort of something. Can you see haunted forest? No. Can you see night oven forest? Well, from here, definitely no. Mountains are in the way. So blocking line of sight makes your players wonder what is behind something, and they want to reach there out and explore a little bit more. Yet another thing is that you can make your players explore your map by creating points of interest, and you can create points of interest even just by designing your terrain. For example, here you get this road, you can follow it up here, you can still follow it up here, 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 and you get to the highest mountain around. So the highest mountain in the whole map is accessible. You can get to its peak, you can get to this cliff. These two cliffs are actually here just for players to be able to sit on them and look around. Try to do something like this on your maps, like to make such points of interest as well. When it comes to water, you can do the same. Well, here's this sort of lake that can look quite cool in game, and so on. Really, I can. This island, again, this magical academy could be just here, but I have decided to be a little bit fancy, make some sort of bridge, and it's just much better to break zone into different environments, into different places, make points of interest, block lines of sight. But on the other hand, you can also unblock line of sight. So here we've got blocked line of sight. We can't really see very much from here, but here it starts just opening and we can see literally everything. From here we can just, from this hard base here, we can just overlook our surroundings to some degree. And try to play with this. Try to really make players be able to see huge plains and spacey areas, so they have a sense of scale and that they see huge open world around them, but at the same time try to block their line of sight somewhere, so they start wondering what is behind, and that they go there, try to get there and want to explore. Making players explore your map is very, very well, sometimes challenging and difficult, but definitely it's very important. That's pretty much it. There's much more I would like to talk about in this map, but that's about model spawns, and we won't discuss them here in this tutorial. We'll get to them later. So that's pretty much it for now about city designs and landscape designs. I hope this was useful for you guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy modding!